Hi guys, it's me, Neek, back with the second part of my RA series. I have not forgotten, and I am so excited to continue to share my story with you all in hopes that it will be encouraging, in hopes that it will give you some understanding, in hopes that you will feel loved and known through this series because there's so many people that have RA. Actually, out of 100,000 people, 41 are diagnosed with RA. Right now, 1.3 million people have RA, and females are 2 to 3 times more likely to get it than males. So if I can be of any help, I am here for that. So please feel free to ask me any questions after this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I will do the best I can to answer them. So 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with RA at 25. I think I just said that. Maybe I did. Anyways, I was diagnosed at 25 years old. And how I knew that something was wrong in my body was one day while I was at work, I could not walk. My knee was swollen. It was in so much pain. It felt like it was broken. And my coworker said, we really think you should go to the ER. And I was getting emotional because I was at work and I wanted to finish my work, and I'm a hard worker and I couldn't, and I had to go to the ER, and it was just really hard on me. So when I went to the ER, I saw the doctor and he said, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you have RA or lupus. So I want you to contact your primary care physician and get blood work so you can know what's going on in your body. And I remember going home that day and thinking about RA and lupus. I've heard of them, but didn't know what they were. So I looked them up and I was like, oh wow, those are not good. Those are not good. And I am really scared, and I hope that my blood work doesn't say that I have those diseases. But if I do, I am open, Lord, to finding a way to be healed, to finding hope through this, because so many people are going through things in their lives that they have no control over. And so if I have to be another one of those people, then I'm a perfect candidate to bring hope and to bring light and to bring healing the best way I can to other people, and above all myself. And so I went to my primary care physician, and they took 8 tubes of blood, and they told me that I was diagnosed with RA. This was over a week's time. They took the blood work, and then they called me to let me know that the test results were back, and they told me that my rheumatoid factor was really high. It was actually 77% rheumatoid factor in my body. And what rheumatoid arthritis does is it attacks your good cells. So in my body attacks itself because it's confused about what is good and what is bad, if I can just bring it to simpler terms. So my body just attacks itself. So yeah, so that was my diagnosis. And from there, I decided that I did not want to take medication. I read about medication, and they had told me about some medication I could take, and I researched it, and the side effects were more than I could bear. I just was like, I cannot take this medication. I don't want to get this illness, and I don't want to get this disease, and I don't want to have my eyes, go blind and my hair fall out, because these were the side effects that came with taking the medication that they had recommended to me, which the medication is called Plaquenil. So I decided that I was going to go the holistic route, and when I did that, I found that it was very expensive to go to a nutritionist and to buy supplements, and I did it for a good 6 months. And hundreds of dollars later, I knew that it wasn't the best decision for me at the time, especially being young and trying to find your career and saving up and just all the other expenses that I had in my life. Just this just wasn't working. So I stopped going to the nutritionist, and I started praying about the medication. So I went to my rheumatologist, and she talked me through what it would look like if I took the meds. And she said, I want to let you know that over time, your body will attack itself so much that you will be disabled. And she said, and at that point, there is nothing that we can do for you. There's nothing that anyone can do for you once your joints aren't working anymore. And she said, and I don't want that for you. And this medication can stop the progression of RA. So please consider taking it. And I talked to some family members, and I talked to some friends, and they said, we really think you should do it. There are so many people who are taking meds and they are doing fine. Those side effects are real, and it does happen to a percentage of people, but you see more good stories than bad stories, right? And so they really were encouraging me and saying, this is why we have doctors. We have doctors to help us with these illnesses and these diseases that come our way, and that's why we have medication to help people who need it. So I finally decided to take the Plaquenil, and I've never been happier on it. I still have pain occasionally, but it's not as bad as it was. I have seen a decrease in my fatigue, which is another symptom of RA. I've seen a decrease in pain overall, and it's been amazing for me. So if you're considering taking meds, really, really think about your quality of life. I understand if you take meds and they don't work for you, and you break out in hives, or you have some crazy symptoms, like, please, by all means, stop the medication. But if you haven't considered taking meds and you have been kind of back and forth with it, just give it a try for a good couple months and just see how you feel. And that's what I did, and I found that it really helped. Another thing that I've done to help my body is I've stopped eating gluten, wheat, and I've stopped eating dairy, and I've cut down on my sugar quite a bit. It's been a journey, a crazy journey, concerning my diet. So I would love to make another video about that, and I will. I'll make that my third part of the series. So we can talk all about diet and food, because my life has completely changed when it comes to eating. So yeah, that is a little bit more about my story and how I found out I had RA up to this point. I'm so looking forward to sharing more aspects of my life concerning RA. And please, once again, if you have any questions, please ask me, and I would love to answer them.